My name is Mani, and I'm here to tell you there's nothing wrong with you. So, a little bit of exposing my own self. The setting might look like I'm gonna teach you some really amazing things on life, and you're gonna have some amazing takeaways, which you will. About the takeaways, you will. But I'm not here to teach. I'm definitely not here to teach because we're all learning. And while that might diminish my authority, it's like I would love to be more of a human than focus on faking a lifestyle that makes you think that, oh, she's got it all together. Whereas the reality is I don't, and nobody does. I have been the consumer who consumes content and feels shitty about their own life, and they think like they're falling behind. Now that I have the opportunity to be a creator and to influence you, if I can, in a positive way, I will be the most truthful that I've ever been because I've got nothing to lose. But it's more like I've seen people worry so much about, having this authority. But like, as much as psychological as it is, it makes you this is what happens when you make unscripted videos. Wait. So it's basically what I've observed as a content consumer, just like you have, is that you watch these perfect lifestyles and morning routines and night routines, and it makes you feel like sometimes you don't even wash your face before going to sleep. And then you scroll and you come across videos where there are girls doing whatnot for their skincare, for their hand care and stuff like that, which makes you feel like a clown as a girl. Or you see gym bros, or I don't know how guys think, but as a girl you feel like you don't have it together. So as a content consumer, but we are now seeing more human creators where they are being more honest about the lifestyle that they have instead of having those perfect routines. And so if you talk about how that used to affect us, it used to make us feel like we're behind in life, that we don't have anything figured out, time is running out, and our lifestyles are just so indisciplined, others are doing better than us, whatnot. I just want to share that right now. I want to be completely honest because somebody has to be honest in order to save the collective public mental health, because everyone is really just busy showing the perfections and the perfect routines and lifestyles that they have. So we need more humanness to it. I know that's not a word. So right now, as of today, I struggle with morning and night routines so much that I don't have a morning routine and I don't have a night routine. I never have, actually. Think about it yourself. When you're so busy with assignments whose deadline is at midnight, when you're so busy emotionally navigating life and understanding and adulting, when you're so busy just trying to stay afloat, have you ever got the time to actually sit and make a routine? I know a lot of people have, and that's really commendable, but everyone's capacity and priority is different. For me, I was so young, like maybe 10 or 11, and I remember I used to call myself an emotional wreck. So I was aware of the emotional chaos I was in, but I never had answers to it. And so most of my life until recently went in navigating the emotional chaos. And so I cannot be harsh on myself for not having a morning routine where, oh, why didn't you wake up early? Why didn't you go and exercise? My parents were always after me, mind you. Like, they were doing their beautiful job of trying to raise me in a beautiful way. I am not like the people and the youngsters we have around. Okay, I'm very proud of the way I've grown up. And what I've noticed is that when you have so much going on in your life, it's just not priority. You will understand the importance of it. You will land on that life lesson exactly when you're supposed to learn it. I didn't used to wake up early in the morning, but then I started waking up early in the morning, and now when my natural used to be 10 a.m., now my naturally waking up time is 7 a.m., which is a time I used to dream of as a kid, when I used to be like, oh, but when will I be disciplined? Because I know it's important to have it, but when will I be disciplined? When will I be able to naturally wake up early instead of having to struggle for it? And now I do. So the point I'm trying to make here is that, of course, you need to take efforts towards it, but there's nothing to shame yourself for not having a morning routine or for not having a night routine. I'm not promoting laziness here. I am not promoting just being indisciplined here. What I'm trying to do here is save your mental health a bit more than you realize, because we see everyone around us have some routine or the other, and I'm here admitting I've never had a routine. Again, I may have, but then because I never, actively thought of it that, oh, this is my morning routine. Okay, let's just take it as I never had a routine. So what? I suffered for it in its own ways, where I could have been healthier much earlier. Okay, it definitely cost me a good amount of time where I could have started eating healthier for like much early on. Okay, but with every single thing that you arrive on in life has its own divine timing. I was supposed to understand all of this right now, after having gone through so many hardships regarding my health, my movement, and my diet and everything. And I do not want to come across as another, perfect creator who has her life together. No. But what I do not see on social media is how much people are just not willing to accept where they themselves are, instead of just switching on the camera and kind of teaching people what they should do. But no, I've not seen anyone. Of course, there are a handful of creators who do that, and I really appreciate that. But just being a content consumer for so long, I am done with having another person on my feed or on my home screen come and teach me something. In the sense that, so like when you live alone, you have so many realizations, and that's what made me realize that when you actually switch off the noise, just keep away your phone, your devices, just be with yourself. This is what I've always believed, that you have all the answers. You do not need another random person on your feed coming and teaching you something and making you feel stupid. You already know a lot of things, and it's just a matter of time where you switched off the noise in your life and actually took action. And so because I know that I'm not going to be this person who doesn't have any routines and who doesn't move much, whose diet is poor and who used to have a lot of snacks. I know I'm not going to be this person by the end of this year. So what's wrong with admitting it right now? Like, why to maintain this fake image online when you can be human and authentic and truthful, and that will actually help someone's mental health across the screen? So I don't mind being honest right now. So right now, it's also actually like a time capsule thing. Like when I watched this video on 31st December 2026, where I would have been a person by that time who eats healthy, who moves, because that is my goal, and I've understood the seriousness of it, which I didn't earlier. So of course I'm going to act on it with a much different intensity compared to when I didn't understand the seriousness of it. So I know that I'm going to watch this video proudly at the end of this year, having become the person that I want to be in terms of fitness and diet and health, for example. And I'm going to be freaking proud of myself that she had the guts to admit that she doesn't have any routine, she hasn't been disciplined, she eats a lot of snacks, and she doesn't move, and she has a very sedentary lifestyle, and she sits and works on the desk for most of the time and lazes around. She has the guts to accept it on a public platform, and then she also worked for it. So I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of when coming to accept where you are in life and be open and honest about it, because you know you won't be in the same place of like 6 months or 1 year down the line if you take action. Otherwise you definitely will be in the same place, that's for sure, isn't it? So yeah, I just wanted to say that it's a new year. You might be having this pressure of getting it all together, making this your year, which I know it will and you will, but I just wanted to make this video as just a little way of taking the pressure off of your little brain and your mental health, that you don't have to be perfect, you don't have to figure it all out together. And one thing that I've always believed in is that, sure, it would be the most basic of a life lesson, like your parents would be trying to knock it down in your head continuously, but you still won't understand it until you arrive on the life lesson yourself. Let me explain. For example, my Papa has always been after me to read books ever since I was young. He's always been after me to build discipline, which is great. But I could never do it because as a young girl myself, I was busy, dealing with school, the experiences that come with it, building my self-worth, the emotional chaos I was feeling, being a teenager, having this chaotic set of emotions that you have to process and not knowing how to process, and then being told what to do all the time, like how we all feel, right, growing up. So I would respect it, but I was never able to build it, and I also didn't find it that serious to work on at that point of time. So now I'm naturally leaning towards discipline. Like I naturally wake up at 7 a.m. like I shared, a time I used to dream of. Now I read books myself, like my brain reminds me to read books. Like I've never been an avid reader as well, groundbreaking. But like I've read books in different ways. I've read a few fiction books, a few self-help books, that's for sure. I've always been into writing and poetry, so I would spend more time writing than reading, which used to make me confused, because there's this famous saying, right, that to be a writer, like to write a lot, you must read a lot. I heard that quote somewhere, and I just don't know who said that. So I was like, wait, but I don't read a lot, but I write a lot. But I did understand the disparity between the two, that reading is a fuel for mind, and that's how you'll be able to write more. But I had so much going on in my head and so many emotions and experiences to process that I would just keep on writing lots of poems on those experiences and everything. So what I mean to say is that it could be the most simplest life lesson or a daily habit, but as long as you won't feel the seriousness for it, you won't be able to do it as efficiently. And I don't think I need to give any further proof, because you know better how your lifestyle has been, how many times you've tried doing it, but unless you felt it from inside that you gotta do this, you always went off track, didn't you? Including myself. And so the moment you arrive at a life lesson that would be freaking basic for the entire world, I feel like it's still fine. You are meant to arrive at that basic life lesson at that point of time, and it was just your divine timing. And so there's nothing embarrassing about not having a morning routine or a night routine, as long as you realize it now, and as long as you are, willing to work towards it now. So just wanted to remind you that no need to feel embarrassed, no need to feel behind or overwhelmed or crazy that, oh, everyone has it together and I don't. Baby steps. The good thing is that you realize it now, and so you can start working on it instead of faking to work towards it when you don't feel its seriousness at heart as to why you should be doing it. So it's important that you know your why instead of just copying it because everybody else has it together and they seem to be doing it. And a lot of times, like, our logic also plays a role in it, that yes, it's logical, like you should have a morning routine that fuels your day, and you have all these right points in place, but still you're not able to do it despite knowing it all. The moment you arrive at a life lesson is the moment it was meant for you. So it could have arrived at someone's 15 years old and it's arriving at your 22 years old. So it's just that life lesson becomes unique to you as per your divine timing. And so there's nothing to feel embarrassed about that. Why didn't you do this earlier? You cannot rewind time. You can only move forward. So let's not feel embarrassed, and let's take baby steps towards the thing and develop it at your pace. And that's when it's actually going to feel authentic to you, that yes, I did it for myself, and when I actually felt it in my heart. And that will naturally make you, act upon it. That will naturally drive action when you will want to do it for your own self instead of being influenced by social media in a negative way, noticing how everybody has it together and you don't. When you won't work from that perspective, but you'll work from your own perspective, that I'm doing this for myself and now I understand why it's so important, you will naturally be consistent and you will naturally move closer to your goals. So just wanted to come here to remind you that you're doing amazing, you're doing great, nothing to be embarrassed of, that why weren't you disciplined earlier? Age is just a number. So yes, you lost a bit of time had you developed these good habits earlier, but regret has helped no one. If more, it only makes you feel worse. So let's not regret it. We still got time. Guess what? The year has just started. So you've got a whole year, but let's not take the whole year, okay? Keep a 6 months deadline and then work towards it as if the whole year is compressed into the 6 months. That's what I'm planning to do as well. And so you're gonna see so much more, let's not talk about results, but like difference, because there's a profound saying by Lord Krishna is that you should focus on doing your own work and detach from the outcomes. So let's not talk about results, because that's an external factor, but you'll definitely see a difference in your own self. The very basic one being You didn't do this earlier, but now you did. Just wanted to come here and remind you that. I hope you have a lovely day, a lovely year, and I'll see you. I'm Mani, and welcome to Mani's Comfort Diary. Thank you for watching.